At least 2 people have died in that county. In nearby New Richmond, an emergency shelter has been set up at the high school, and that's where we find Rich Jaffe live. Rich, you said earlier the town was simply gone.
That's a pretty good description of what it looks like in Moscow. People continue to pour in from Moscow here at the New Richmond High School, which has been set up as a shelter. This whole evening has been just brutal in this community. We arrived in Moscow just shortly after the storm blew through there, and I can't tell you what the rest of the world looks like because we have been here, but I can tell you that Moscow got hammered. In the Moscow darkness, the only lights you could see were from the emergency crews. Almost an act of kindness, the dark covered the devastation. A short time before walking down 52 towards Moscow, we met Bill Lloyd carrying his infant son, Mason. What was it like at your house?
It was loud. Just worried about protecting him, is it. And just worried about getting out of here, that's it. Just trying to see my wife.
What's the rest of the town like?
There's not much left of it.
As we got into town, search crews were trying to dig out Carol Forsty's house. Her brother stood nearby watching helplessly.
When I was down the street with her friends, they went in the basement. I sat on her couch. It sounded like a train coming through. It's real calm. You know how it is. You've heard this.
So no word from her at all?
No, not yet. Trying to get her out of here again.
Forsty would become Moscow's only fatality. Barely a block away along the river, almost all of the houses were gone. Sharon Chambers and her husband moved into their home right after the '97 flood. Their house was built to withstand a flood, but not a tornado.
You just kept hearing all this glass breaking, and then you see the tree going by the windows, and it was just unreal.
Sounds like Wizard of Oz.
Yes, yes. But I don't want to be Dorothy.
When you walked out and got a look at it, what went through your mind?
Oh, the devastation was just unreal.
And that sense of unreality certainly is going to grow as the sun comes up. I'm told that Carol Forsty was a well-known member of that community. She was a member of the village council. A lot of people knew her, and a lot of people were coming by that house while we were there, asking, did she make it out? Is she all right? And now we know that that was not going to be the case. Hopefully, as the sun comes up, they will get a better assessment on exactly how bad the damage is in Moscow. But I can tell you from having been there, in the little bit of light that we had before that sun went down, it's not going to be a pretty scene in Moscow for a long time. Rob?
Rich, that young man with the baby you saw walking out down the road, I guess that was 50 there, or 52,
yeah,
I'm not quite sure which it was, but he just had a stunned look on his face. You described that from other people you saw as well.
Absolutely. It was literally a case of shell shock. The people were walking around. They were just stunned. They were shocked. And they all said the same thing. It came on so fast. Many of them were lucky enough to get down into what they have of basements there. But even if you survived and rode it out in the basement, the sense of shock and awe and disbelief was just pervasive. And certainly it will be there for a long time.
All right, Rich, thank you. Southern Kenton County.